Everybody, welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. Very late night edition one again. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bubba Wallace's 2018 at Click and Close Daytona 500 race version. Now, obviously he didn't win the race, but they made the race version of it anyway. He finished second in the Daytona 500. It was his first full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series back when he was still at Richard Petty Motorsports. I know a lot of people probably don't really like Bubba Wallace very much for various reasons, but I hope you stay and watch the review anyway. This is a really cool car. Really nice piece. I got this at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. They had it there, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Because this was like 2021 when I went to the Hall of Fame. They had a 2018 diecast there. Like, that's a little crazy to me. As you can see right there, there's just an absolutely huge scrape on the side, and that's because after the checkered flag, Denny Hamlin shoved Bubba into the wall. Just directly into the wall. He tried to, I don't remember everything, but I think he said that he had like a tire going down, which, I mean, come on, Denny. Which is funny because a few years later, Bubba Wallace would drive for Denny Hamlin, so it's kind of funny to me. Anyways, let's get down to the sponsors. On the hood, you have Click and Close Mortgages. Okay, quick thing to add. What happened to Click and Close? Are they still a company? I don't know what happened to them. Ever since 2018, they just stopped sponsoring Bubba. I don't know if they just left because, I don't know, they didn't want to sponsor Petty anymore, but I don't know. Click and Close just never came back. I don't know what happened. And you got the Chevy, the new Chevy ZL1 they introduced that year. You got the 43, Richard Petty Motorsports. You got the Goodyear. You got your normal contingencies and such. You got NASCAR race car in front of the Winternet. You got the 43, the Petty swoosh they used to have for the next gen car, because they used to have the big swoosh in the front of it. In front of the rear wheel, you have, I think that's Pioneer. That says. I'm going to take a closer look. I think it says Pioneer, but I can't really read it because of the gigantic scratch right there, tire mark. Then you have clickandclose.com above the rear wheel. On the seat post, you have I know what that is. Is that Snap-on? I think that's Snap-on. Above the name rail, you got Bubba Wallace with the American flag. I cannot make any of those logos on the B post. You know me and not being able to read small sponsors on these cars. I can make out Mac Tools, though. I think that's Coca-Cola above Mac Tools. That looks like a Coca-Cola logo, but I might be wrong. I'll take a look. I'll probably take a picture, look up a picture of the car on Google after this and see if I can read the sponsors. Behind the rear wheel in the corner panel, you got US Air Force and STP. Got the ethanol ring right there when they used to have it. On the deck lid, you have Eckridge right there. I think I'm reading it right. Oh, sorry. Is that Alsco? No, these are two different logos. I thought this was Alsco for a second, but yeah, there's Alsco. You got the 43 Click and Close Camaro ZL1. You got the rookie stripes because this was back when he was a rookie. You got the old Chevy tail lights right there. You got WaLlAsS above on the nameplate. You got clickandclose.com. You got the 43 on the hood. Oh, they did actually put the escape hatch. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of hard to see, but they did actually put the escape hatch on that. If you don't know, at super speedways, on top of the car, they have like a little hatch so the driver can get out. You may have seen drivers climb out of it on the front straightaway after they win. Same stuff on the other side, except there's a big old scratch above the 43. That brings us right back to the front. So that's some of the damage. Front end's not really too damaged. You just have some dirt and grime and stuff from the racetrack. Along here, you have a few more scratches. You have a big mark right there, which I think is where Denny Hamlin hit Bubba, which put him in the wall. So I think that's like tire residue. Rear bumper doesn't really have much. So I'm shocked. It's a plate track. I thought there would be like scratches on the rear bumper because of being pushed and all that stuff. Well, there was something on there, but it's not part of the car. And then this is the big daddy of the car right there. Look at this. Just absolute. This looks like the Chastain car after he wall rode. Just a big old scratch above the 43 in front of the rear wheel. Front wheel. What am I talking about? I'm stupid. Listen, it's 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed, but I'm up here making a diecast review. I'm so stupid, man. Anyway. But yeah, on the 1/24th version, because they didn't actually make it in both scales, this tire, I think this one's actually like cut down. and actually looked like it's worn out because, you know, he's slamming into the wall. It's going to wear your tire down. But yeah, that's all I can really say about that. I think we went over it. Again, I don't know what happened at Click and Close. After 2018, they just disappeared. I don't really know what on earth happened, but I don't know. They just left. I can't explain why or how. I don't know why. You can probably go look it up. You might be able to look it up or something, but I don't really know why they just flat out quit NASCAR. But Bubba's years in the 43 weren't the best. I have to be honest, he was kind of mid in this car. He didn't actually like start winning until he moved out of the car, which, I mean, Petty Motorsports wasn't the greatest team, but they weren't a terrible team. Like, they weren't like a Rick Ware or anything like that. They were still a pretty decent team with Almirola, but I don't know, I guess it just didn't work out for Bubba. He moved to 2311 Racing. We all know where he is now. This is before I started watching NASCAR. Fun fact, the first driver I ever considered my favorite was actually Bubba Wallace back in 2020. The reason was I was going through like a Pixar Cars phase, you know, the Cars movie. And my favorite character from the Cars movie was the 43, Strip Weathers, the King, voiced by Richard Petty. And when I started watching NASCAR, guess who I started to take a liking to? Yeah, because he drove the 43 car, Bubba Wallace. That was only for like 1 year, and then I was a Blaney fan for a little bit. And then obviously now I'm a Briscoe fan. I kind of just, I don't know, I just started drifting towards Briscoe. He seemed like the cooler guy to me. You guys can yell at me about that in the comments, but I just started taking a liking to Briscoe, and he became my driver. But that has nothing to do with the Diecast. I don't even know why I'm talking about this garbage you probably don't care about. But yeah, that's going to do it for the review. This has been a review of Bubba Wallace's 2018 Click and Close Chevrolet Daytona 500 race version. See you later and have a good night.